Welcome to Deep Thought. Keep your environment orderly to think clearly. Keep your environment orderly. You know what? You ever go over someone's house and everything is messy? Everything's all over the place. There's no order, no whatever. But then if you think about the person, they're thinking how they do things that they're very disorderly themselves. They're very disorderly. In fact, I remember there was a young lady I was interested in, and went over her house, and I was like, it was a mess, and I was like, okay, this explains a lot. she ain't gonna lie, she had some goofiness to her, right? And I looked at her place, and it was messy. It wasn't quite a pigsty, just a step below it, which was still just as bad in my eyes. But I could see it in her behavior and how she carried herself. And I've seen that. You see that. I'm going to tell you what. One of the things that you need to do to think clearly is keep your general environment orderly as possible. I mean, you ain't going to be like... it was an old TV show called The Odd Couple. You ain't gonna be like a Felix Unger, like super clean and everything. Though my youngest son, he'll get to that point, he straightens out everything, but he thinks clearly though. But still, you wanna keep it generally orderly. You wanna clean up. Because if you in an orderly environment, you think differently. If you keep yourself clean, like how your clothes are, how you present yourself, you're thinking clean. In most cases, when I've seen people who will keep themselves orderly, keep their cars orderly, keep their place orderly, they were able to think clearer than people who didn't. In most cases, there's always an exception, but you want to go with the general rule, and you want to help yourself. If you're having trouble thinking, if you're having trouble focusing, I would recommend highly, very highly, that the first thing you do is clean up your immediate environment. Keep it clean. Keep your bathroom clean. Keep your bed clean. Make your bed in the morning. Keep it clean. Keep yourself clean. And then watch your thinking. Because usually what's happening is if your outside environment is disorderly, your inner environment is going to be disorderly too. I want y'all to realize that your inner environment is going to be disorderly as well, because your outer environment is. Because let's twist this around. If your inner environment is orderly, you want to keep that on the outside. Like, you can tell a lot about a person and what's going on just by seeing them. You ever see some people and they walk in and, their clothes might be disheveled. Or you see their car and it's messy, or, they never keep it clean, anything like that. It shows a lot with a person. It shows a lot. Now, if you have somebody who, they somewhat there, they keep their stuff half clean or something like that, then it shows in their thinking too. But you want to think clearly. Because when you can think clearly, then you can move through life. You can move through life with authority. You can solve problems that come up. And we always going to have problems. You can make decisions clearer. Let me use that decision thing. And the beauty of thinking, keeping your environment clean. I've seen where people who have trouble making good decisions, good choices, they usually messy themselves. Indeed, I know this a young lady who got dogged by this guy. And I was surprised she was even in a relationship, because she just kept herself sloppy. And this guy who dogged her, he probably saw that. And said, oh, okay, I'm going to use this. I'm going to keep her disheveled. That way I can do what I want. I can do what I want with her. And that wasn't a good thing. That wasn't a good thing. And I even said to her, I said, yeah, I could tell it wasn't a good relationship. Because if it was a good relationship, she would have been on a different vibe and everything, you know? But because your environment, it really starts with just outside of you, how you look and everything. It starts outside of you. And then it goes further and further. It goes further and further and everything. So you want to do that. You want to do that. Because if you're not thinking clearly, trust me, you're not going to solve problems. You're going to be going in circles. You're going to be into holes. And I'll be, talking about that on another channel. It's like you ain't going to get things solved. You're just not. You're just not. And really keeping your environment clean, even just keeping yourself clean. Just keeping yourself clean. A lot of people don't wash themselves on a regular basis. What they expect to do. You want to do that. Like when you see some people out here and they're just jacked up. A lot of times you clean them up. And I've seen that happen. They just clean themselves up and you see a change right away. So that's how you have to think. That's how you have to think. Start, and then, because however it is outside, it's going to be inside of you. It's going to be inside of you. And now you don't have to be a Felix Unger, but that's not a bad thing either, really. Because one thing I've seen with people like that, everything was clear. They keep themselves okay. They keep themselves okay. They clean themselves up good. They keep their environment good. And then it's like you can, no matter what comes up, they can think clearly to solve the issue. And I can't emphasize that enough. I can't emphasize that enough. If you having trouble thinking clearly, first start with how you keeping yourself, how you wearing your clothes, how you keep, if you have a vehicle, motor vehicle, how you keeping that, how you keeping wherever you're staying. Start looking at that. Start looking at that. And like if you having trouble thinking clearly or anything, clean up your environment. Take some time, clean up around, clean up yourself, clean up your environment. And then watch what happens. Watch how you start thinking clearer. Start how all of a sudden you can start seeing things better. It's like that glass of water versus a dirty glass of water. A dirty glass. You rather drink out of the clear glass. You even feel better if you drink out of that clear glass than that dirty glass. Then that dirty glass ain't good for you either. Keeping your dishes clean and everything. You want to do that. All right? Keep it orderly. Because, on this channel, my main thing on this channel is for you to think. But if you can't think clearly, what good is it? All right? I want y'all to think about that, all right? Think on this. All right? So anyway, that's all I have for today. I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.